My name is Malik Yakini. I'm Executive Director of the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network. We're currently at D-Town Farm, the 4-acre farm that our organization operates in Rouge Park, the city's largest park right on the west side of the city of Detroit. We started D-Town Farm in part as a response to the lack of access to fresh, healthy, affordable food in the city of Detroit. In fact, the lack of access is so acute that researcher Mari Gallagher came to Detroit in 2007 and characterized much of Detroit as a food desert, an area, according to her definition, where Detroiters have to travel more than twice as far to get to a major grocer as they do to what she called a fringe food location, or what we call in Detroit a party store, a store that sells alcohol, cigarettes, tobacco, potato chips, candy, and other things that could only nominally be considered to be food. Because of this lack of access to fresh produce in the city of Detroit, many Detroiters are suffering tremendous health problems, including rates of childhood and obesity, which are off the chart, soaring rates of diabetes, and soaring rates of heart disease. All of these things are controllable by diet. So rather than just complain or lament about our condition, our organization practices self-determination. We think it's important that the people themselves stand up and find solutions to our problems. One of the solutions to the lack of access to fresh, affordable, healthy produce in the city of Detroit is urban agriculture. And while Detroit has more than 1,600 gardens and small farms in the city of Detroit, this D-Town Farm is currently the largest of those farms. We grow more than 30 different crops here at D-Town Farm, including traditional row cropping, and growing in hoop houses, which allow us to extend the growing season and in some cases allow us to grow all year round. We currently have 4 hoop houses on the property, which allow us to do significant growing even during months like November, December, when traditional farmers are not able to grow anything in this climate. In addition to the production of fruits and vegetables at the farm, we raise bees both for the pollination of the crops and also for the production of honey, which we sell each year at our annual Harvest Festival. We also cultivate mushrooms, and we have a demonstration area where we're currently mastering the cultivation of mushrooms, and we're hoping by next year to begin to bring mushrooms to the marketplace. We sell at various farmers markets throughout the city of Detroit, including the Seed Wayne Farmers Market right in the center of the city on Wayne State University's campus. We sell at Eastern Market, which is the largest farmers market in the city and one of the oldest farmers markets in the United States. We sell at the West Side Farmers Market, the Northwest Farmers Market on the west side of the city, and other smaller farmers markets throughout the city. We also sell right here at the farm on Saturdays and Sundays. D-Town Farm is our most labor-intensive project and our largest project, but it's only one of many projects of the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network. In addition to D-Town Farm, we were instrumental in writing the City of Detroit's food security policy, which was unanimously passed by the City Council in March of 2008. That food security policy analyzes the current conditions in the City of Detroit in various areas, including how food impacts schools and institutions, looking at retail sale of foods in the city of Detroit, looking at the impact of food on the environment, looking at emergency preparedness and various other ways, again, in which food impacts the population of the city. After we analyzed the current situation in all of those areas, we made several recommendations as to what Detroiters can do to improve the food system that impacts our life. The most important recommendation in the City of Detroit food security policy is for the creation of the City of Detroit Food Policy Council, which was actually seated in November of 2009. The Food Policy Council has 21 seats, including 6 seats which represent the grassroots community, 3 seats which represent the city government. The mayor's office has a seat, the city council has a seat, and the Department of Health and Wellness Promotion has a seat. And there are 12 seats that represent various sectors within the food system, such as sustainable agriculture, retail food sales, workers within the food system, And we have a seat that represents environmental justice because we understand the interplay between agriculture and the environment. The Food Policy Council meets every month to implement the recommendations in the existing food security policy and also to make new recommendations to the city government in the city of Detroit so that we can work together to localize the food system impacting our lives and also to make recommendations so that we have greater food justice in the city of Detroit. The Detroit Black Community Food Security Network is concerned not only about food access, but we're concerned about food justice. We're concerned about people being treated justly by the food system that we have to interact with to obtain food. For example, currently in the city of Detroit, the vast majority of the millions of dollars spent on food are extracted from our community and go to people that don't live in the city of Detroit. We think it's important that we implement strategies that allow us to capture larger and larger percentages of that food dollar and to circulate them within the city of Detroit, not only creating wealth and greater access to food, not only creating jobs, but also most importantly, creating ownership of the means by which we produce and distribute food in the city of Detroit. In addition to D-Town Farm and our role in the creation of the Detroit Food Security Policy and the Detroit Food Policy Council, we operate the Ujamaa Food Co-op, which at this point is a once-a-month food buying club in which members of the co-op pool their money together in order to buy from a national distributor so that we have a savings on our food dollar. We also operate the Food Warriors Youth Development Program, which operates in 3 schools throughout the city of Detroit, in which we train young people to do urban gardening at the schools that they attend, and we also teach them about the detrimental effects of industrial agriculture, both on the environment and on the health of human beings. Also, very importantly, we participate in undoing racism in the Detroit food system, an effort that looks at the role that race plays in determining who has access to fresh, healthy, affordable food, and also looking at the role that race plays in deciding who profits from the food system. This effort has been instrumental in causing people doing food work in the city of Detroit, particularly those doing urban agricultural work, to function more intentionally in the communities in which they work, so that they work to empower those communities as opposed to coming in with a missionary approach. All of these efforts are designed to raise the consciousness of Detroiters about food, the role it plays in our lives, and how we can impact that food system. If people would like more information on the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network, they can access our website, which is www.detroitblackfoodsecurity.org. Again, that's www.detroitblackfoodsecurity.org, or they can call our office at 313-345-FOOD. Again, that's 313-345-FOOD. The Detroit Black Community Food Security Network is working to organize Detroit's majority population to play a role in shaping the food system or reshaping the food system that impacts our lives. We think that food is one of the most important elements in redefining what Detroit will become. And in fact, we say that the reality is there is no culture without agriculture. Thank you.